3 in the morning, and you're wide awake. So answer the question nobody asks. What exactly is this fear about? Run the list. Almost none of it is happening now. It's all, what if? What if I lose the job? What if they leave? What if it all comes apart? Nothing frightening you tonight has actually happened. So where, exactly, is the fear being manufactured? Over 4 lessons, we've built a map. Emptiness. Nothing has a solid core. The 5 aggregates, even the me, is assembled. The 18 realms, the world you see, is what your receiver hands you. Today is the Heart Sutra's exit. What was the dismantling times for? 1 sentence. The fear comes loose. Today, we take apart fear itself. Map position. The Heart Sutra. Final lesson of 4 the unit. 1 finale. 3 lessons dismantled. This one collects. The text states what the dismantling buys. A mind with no hindrance, and therefore no fear. Walk to the end, and the entire Heart Sutra region lights up gold. Opening quiz, 3 questions, all about fear. You'd think you know fear, but you probably don't know where it's made. 2 promises. You'll see why fear can't exist on its own. It always needs something to hang from, and you'll leave with 1 pocket-sized question that loosens almost any fear you own. Test yourself first. Question 1. The fear you feel, is it manufactured by the event itself? Yes or no? 3, 2, 1. No. Take one event, a job interview. One candidate is excited, another can't sleep for dread. If events manufactured fear directly, everyone would get the same output. They don't. The fear isn't in the event, it's a hook in the mind. This must go well, and only then can you fear, what if it doesn't? Look at the difference. The excited one is hooked on opportunity, the frightened one on I cannot fail. Same door, 2 hooks, 2 emotions. This lesson trains you to spot your hooks. Once a hook loosens, fear has nothing to hang from. And hooks don't only snag on bad things. You're enjoying a relationship, a role, and the hook arrives. This must never change, never end. Now the enjoying has fear folded in mid-happiness, already grieving. The things you love most make excellent hooks too. Question 2. Nirvana Buddhism's word for its endpoint. Is it a place you arrive at after you die? A. Yes. B. No. 3, 2, 1. B. No. The word nirvana literally means one thing. A fire. Going out. Not where you go when you die, the anxiety and craving fire burning you times now, going out. You carry on living. You're just no longer being boiled. We met this in Lesson 1. Today, you watch how it goes out. So, final nirvana is not a distant terminus. It's a state you can taste today. That moment of, oh, I don't have to grip this so hard. Every hook loosened puts out a little of the fire, no dying required, no mountaintop. One more layer, because nirvana is easily misheard as nothing left. When the fire goes out, what remains isn't blackness, it's clarity. Like a faulty, flickering light, finally switching off and discovering the moon had been shining in the whole time. Nirvana isn't powering down, it's the noise stopping, and a calm that was always underneath, surfacing. Question 3, vocabulary. The sutra promises we go far beyond inverted, dreamlike thinking. Does that mean nightmares, bad dreams? 3, 2, 1. No. Inverted means upside down. Dreamlike thinking is a film your mind runs that you've mistaken for the facts. and you don't need to be asleep. Plenty of what you confidently believe right now qualifies. Tally your score, and let's get to work. This lesson has exactly one passage, a causal chain, 5 links. Nothing to attain, no hindrance, no fear beyond inverted dreams, nirvana. From nothing can truly be grasped, all the way to the fire is out. Our method. A supply chain audit on fear, trace it upstream, link by link, back to the factory. The whole chain compresses into one plain sentence. The tighter you grip, the more you fear losing. Flip it, loosen the grip, and the fear thins. You half know this already. The sutra tightens it link by link and explains why loosening isn't wishful thinking. Nothing was ever grippable in the first place. First, the sutra's word for hindrance, 2 Chinese characters that paint a picture. A net, snagged, movement, stuck. Your mind is a net hung with hooks. Every hook one must not lose. One has to happen. No hindrance doesn't mean an empty mind. It means the hooks have come loose and the net moves freely again. Your mind hangs 3 kinds of hook. 1, required outcomes. This deal must close. 2, identities you can't lose. I must stay the successful one. 3, scripts. A life is supposed to run like this. Notice, it's never the thing itself that hurts you, the must, the cannot, the supposed, to do the hurting. Pause here and genuinely look. The thing keeping you up lately, which hook hangs behind it? A required outcome? An identity you can't lose? A script? Find it from here on. You'll test every step against that one hook. The more hooks on the net, the less it can move. Ever felt exhausted, clenched, short of breath, and unable to say why? Often it's dozens of hooks at once, each pulling slightly, together pinning you flat. Loosening them isn't opting out of life. It's letting the net, which is you, flow again. Some hooks are obvious. The job, the relationship. Others hide. The slyest is, I have to be right. Count the arguments that were never about the issue, only about defending that hook. Learn to spot the invisible ones. The less you can see a hook, the harder it holds you. And some hooks wear noble masks. I only want what's best for them. I'm responsible for this family. Sounds like love, like duty, and folded inside often. They must do it my way. Love that's love leaves room. Hooked love needs the other person to follow your script. Half the pain in close relationships lives on that line. So why would a hook ever loosen? The sutra starts one clause upstream. Because there is nothing to attain. Nothing can truly be taken in hand and held. Why not? That's the last 3 lessons. Everything is borrowed, conditions in a temporary arrangement, no solid core to own. You can't grip what never had a fixed shape, and the hook has nothing to snag. Nothing to attain sounds like a loss. It's a release. You've spent a lifetime gripping identities, relationships, plans until the hand aches. And the sutra says, what you're gripping was flowing water all along. There was never a handle. It isn't asking you to abandon these things, only why you hold them hard enough to hurt. Loosen the hand. The water stays. The ache doesn't. Remember that strange line from the 5 aggregates lesson, not born, not destroyed, not increasing, not decreasing. Today, it pays out. If nothing solid was ever born, nothing solid can ever be lost. The loss you fear presupposes a solid thing you once owned. It never existed in that form. Your ledger has never gained or lost an entry. Nothing to attain also means nothing to lose. Taken to the limit, even awakening is nothing to attain. You'd assume practice acquires things calm, wisdom, an upgraded self. The sutra says, not even those. The ease you're after isn't an item added, it's the weight set down. The way to get it is to stop trying to get. Test it on the thing everyone chases, security. You've pursued it all your adult life. Enough money, enough stability, enough love. Before I answer, you try. Is there a version where, once acquired, you're permanently safe? Really check. No, however much you have, you can still fear it isn't enough. Permanent safety is a mirage, unattainable in principle. See that clearly, and you finally get to stop running. No hindrance, therefore, no fear. Here's the payoff I promised at the top. Fear is, at bottom, fear of losing. But if nothing is gripped, nothing can be torn from your grip. Hook loose, and the fear has no referent left. You didn't become brave. The fear lost its anchor point. Be clear, nobody is telling you don't be afraid. That instruction fails every time it's the white bear again. The order summons the thing. This route doesn't smother the fear. It removes the hook the fear stands on. Hook gone. The fear has nowhere to stand. It disperses on its own. Will you turn into someone who feels nothing? No. Quit a job, lose a person, fall ill, it still hurts. You still grieve. But pain and fear are different animals. Pain is the real sensation of now. Fear is the screenplay of, what if this never ends? A hook. No fear doesn't mean no pain. It means the horror film screened on top of the pain gets canceled. One distinction, so nobody leaves here reckless. A car swerves and you jump. That's not the fear the sutra dismantles. That's a healthy reflex. Keep it. The sutra targets the other kind. No present danger, yet a slow anxiety burning for months. The reflex stays. The long, low fire can go out. Update the definition of courage. Brave was never, the fear is gone. Real courage, the fear is still present and no longer driving. You see which hook it hangs on, and you walk anyway. No fear means taking fear's hands off your steering wheel. Link 4. Far beyond inverted, dreamlike thinking. You treat what changes as permanent, the job, the relationship. You treat the assembled as solid, this fixed lump called me. Fear is built on those two flips. You're frightened on behalf of a film you wrote, cast, and forgot you made. Spend a moment on should, the biggest script hook there is. I should be further along. At my age, it should be sorted. Every should takes an imaginary script and whips the actual life with it. The first cut in writing an inversion is one question, says who. Example, the fear of getting old. It presupposes a script, I'm supposed to stay young, but impermanence was in the terms and conditions from the start. The inversion isn't aging, it's believing you weren't supposed to. Right side up, permanent youth was the dream and seen as a dream. The fear it powered goes slack. Here, the whole unit closes one circle. Inverted dreamlike thinking is, in the end, two mistakes. Taking the empty as solid, the changing as permanent. The aggregates and the realms were each dismantling one of those flips. Every flip a hook, every hook a fear. The last 3 lessons were disassembling tonight's fear all along. The tradition catalogs 4 inversions. Taking what changes as permanent, what can't finally satisfy as this will do it, the no fixed self as a solid me, the borrowed and assembled as freestanding fact. 4 flips, and this unit has been rotating each one right side up. When they right themselves, the dream ends. you wake. And beneath all the hooks, the deepest, the fear of dying. It presupposes in here is a solid permanent me that must not vanish, but the aggregates and the realms searched every room and found no solid resident. This isn't claiming the body won't stop, it will. It's saying the fixed me you dread losing never existed in that form. Your life's biggest fear hangs on a hook that was never in the wall. Last link. Nirvana, complete. At the chain's far end, the fire that's been burning you with no fuel left goes out. Nirvana isn't somewhere you go, it's the anxiety fire falling silent. Not death, nothing left to burn. That's the exit the sutra promised. This is not all the lights going out into dead silence. It's the lamp in the wind, finally not guttering steady. Nirvana isn't the loss of your aliveness. It's the loss of the flailing. Fire out, stove intact, dinner still gets cooked, you're just no longer what's being cooked. And note times, how times the fire goes out, not by being beaten. A fire needs fuel, and the hooks the musts, the cannots are the fuel. Stop endorsing them as true, and the fire dies of natural causes. Nirvana is running out of fuel, not winning the fight. Read the whole chain as one sentence. Because nothing can be gripped, the mind hangs, no hooks, no hindrance. No hooks, no fear. No fear, and the upside-down films get seen through, beyond inverted dreams. Nothing feeding it, the fire goes out, nirvana. Now hear the original, it doesn't waste a word. You already know the taste of nirvana. Recall it, something you'd strangled yourself over for months and one day, out of nowhere. Enough, I'm putting this down. That sudden lightness through the whole body. That was a sip of nirvana. One fire, out. A feeling you've had and never had a name for the skill is getting there without waiting for the collapse. The passage is barely 40 characters, and the entire chain lives inside it. Before we listen, one small physical thing. Make a fist, actually. Make it and squeeze. That's a hook. Now let the hand fall open under its own weight. That's the whole lesson, in a gesture your body already knows. We listen twice first. Just let the sound land. Because there is nothing to attain, the bodhisattva, relying on the perfection of wisdom, dwells with a mind free of hindrance. No hindrance, therefore, no fear. Far beyond inverted, dreamlike thinking. Nirvana, at last, complete. Second pass, clause by clause. Because there is nothing to attain, nothing can be gripped. The bodhisattva, relying on the perfection of wisdom, the one waking up, leaning on lesson 2's seeing. A mind free of hindrance, so the mind hangs no hooks. No hindrance, therefore no fear, nothing for fear to hold. Beyond inverted dreams, nirvana, complete, the film's end. The fire goes out. 40-odd characters. A complete escape route. Notice the engine sitting mid-sentence, relying on the perfection of wisdom. The Sanskrit is prajna, the seeing, through we built in lesson 2. This route doesn't run on gritted teeth or positive thinking. It runs on actually seeing that things have no solid core. See it, and the hook loosens by itself. Merely recite, let it go, and the hook stays put. And a word on bodhisattva, not a statue, not a deity. Bodhi, awake. Sattva, a being. An ordinary being in the process of waking up. The sutra never says only celestial specialists can walk this chain. Anyone willing to see through the solidity can walk out this door. That includes you. Now let's land it. The most painful passages in a modern life: quitting without a net, a breakup, emigrating. What's the actual pain? Mostly not the event. It's putting down a script you'd filed as solid, the job that was me, the relationship that was forever, the home that would always be there. What hurts isn't the leaving, it's the unhooking. Take the resignation and name the hooks. Hook 1 identity. Without the title, who even am I? Hook 2 outcome. What if nothing comes next? Hook 3 script. By this age, you're supposed to be settled. Name all 3 and look again. What pins you was never the job. It's 3 sentences you've never cross-examined. Once named what then? You don't demolish anything. You hang a question mark on each hook. This title, is it actually times me? This script, who wrote it? 1 question mark, and the hook slips a notch. The goal is getting your choice back, which hooks you keep on purpose and which you've carried for years without choosing. Run a breakup through the same 3. Identity. Without being their partner, who am I? Outcome. What if I never find anyone again? Script. We were supposed to last. The worst moment is rarely the person leaving, it's tearing up 3 scripts filed as fact. Name them, and the world stops collapsing with the relationship. Emigration, same tools. You'd swear it's the place you can't put down. Look closer, it's a script. My life was supposed to happen here, in this shape. The script, not the place, is the hook. See that, and you may stay, you may go, but now you're choosing, not being dragged. You don't need a life crisis to practice small things, run the same circuitry. You send a message. It says, read. No reply. That suspended feeling in your chest. A miniature hook. I require an immediate response. Good news. Small hooks are the perfect training weight. Loosen 1 read receipt hook, and you're rehearsing the exact skill. Before I hand you the tool, try to build it yourself. If you could ask a hook exactly 1 question designed to loosen it, what would you ask? Hold your answer. Compare notes. Which question loosens a hook best? A. Why me? B. Is this actually as solid as it looks? C. When is it my turn? 3, 2, 1. B. Why me? And when is it my turn? Keep you thrashing, times inside times, the script still hooked, just louder. Is this actually as solid as it looks? Steps outside and interrogates the hook's foundation. Is this must, this supposed to, a fixed fact? 9 times out of 10, no borrowed, assembled, changeable. Seen, it slips. That's the pocket question I promised you. The whole picture in 1 image. You thought you were boxed in by walls. Walk up and look. They're paper. Must, cannot, supposed to, paper, everyone load-bearing only while you believe them. The Heart Sutra doesn't hand you a sledgehammer, it hands you the news. You can walk through. Now the fine print. Setting down is not running away. Running away, you won't look. You stuff it in a drawer, the hook stays. You're just facing the other way. Setting down, you walk up, see the hook is borrowed, and open your hand. Same posture outside, opposite condition inside. A discovery that unhooks people fast. Many of your hooks were never yours. Married by this age. Success looks like this. Your parents hung some, your culture hung others, and you've signed for every delivery, assuming the handwriting was your own. Recognize issued, not chosen, and the decision returns. Keep it or return to sender. Not everything you carry is yours to carry. And the far side of the loosened grip isn't emptiness, it's freedom. Remove the musts and supposed tos, and you don't lose direction. For the first time, you're actually choosing one. The Heart Sutra confiscates the chains. It leaves you your legs. 3 traps before you graduate. Trap 1. No hindrance means caring about nothing. Wrong, it means the hooks don't own you, all in, without being terrorized by loss. Trap 2. Nirvana means dying, vanishing. Wrong the anxiety, fire goes out while you stand there, more awake than before. Trap 3. So I should be fearless by tonight. You won't be. This is a lifetime's practice. Every hook recognized, every notch loosened, is the progress bar moving. The distinction to keep: engagement versus gripping. Engagement, full effort, full love, alive in the process. Gripping, demanding the outcome be guaranteed, and dreading the loss before it happens. The sutra never asks you to dial down engagement, only to engage without the grip, love fully, and be able to open the hand. One more misconception. Is mastery 0 hooks? No. Hooks are standard human equipment. New ones keep arriving. The skill isn't a clean sheet, it's detection speed. A hook lands, and you see times it land, and know it's a hook, not a fact. Spot the hook on contact, and it's already half loose. And the question you're quietly holding: once I've learned this, does it stop hurting? No, pain still arrives. But around every pain sits a second layer, the replaying, the dreading it lasts, the why me, and that layer, usually most of the suffering, thins dramatically. Buddhism never promised no pain. It promises the same pain isn't suffered 3 extra times. Unit Finale. 4 lessons inside 260 characters. Let's walk the route once. From the top, where has this map been taking you? Station 1, Emptiness. Lesson 2. Everything you took as solid opened up. Borrowed parts, conditions information, no freestanding core. That station loosened the grip on solid. Station 2, the 5 aggregates. Lesson 3. Even the me is 5 departments running a process. Form, feeling, perception, formations, consciousness. That station loosened the grip on me. No fixed boss was ever found in the building. Station 3, the 18 realms. Last lesson. The world, you see, is the version 18 doors hand you, not the world itself. That station loosened the grip on my eyes equal the truth. You were always looking through a receiver. Station 4 today. The exit. 3 stations loosened, solid, me and world. Today, the account settles. Those grips gone, no hooks, no fear. The fire goes out. Emptiness. Aggregates, realms, exit. 4 lessons, 1 road, 1 destination, not being afraid anymore. Look at the map. The Heart Sutra region fully lit. 260 characters, and you haven't just had them explained. You've walked them. From today, the Heart Sutra chanted won't sound like a spell you'll hear, a precision instrument for dismantling fear. 1 word interlocking with the next. Consider this your Unit 1 graduation. Which brings us back to you at 3 in the morning. 4 lessons on. The fear doesn't get surgically removed. What changes? You can finally see which hooks it hangs on. You'll still have sleepless nights, but next time, you'll know what to ask. What am I hooked on right now? From dragged by the fear to seeing where it hangs, that's the gift the sutra was handing you all along. Because there is nothing to attain, the bodhisattva relying on the perfection of wisdom, dwells with a mind free of hindrance. No hindrance, therefore, no fear. Far beyond inverted, dreamlike thinking. Nirvana, at last, complete. Hear the difference now. No longer 40 difficult characters a road you know how to walk. Open the hand. No hooks. No fear. Wake from the films. Fire out. As it settles, pick your link. Which do you need most this week? Tell me in the comments. I want to know where the chain finds you. Exit quiz 3 questions. Quick fire. 1. Hindrance, the original picture? A net, snagged. A mind hung with hooks. 2. The 5 links, in order? Nothing to attain, no hindrance, no fear beyond inverted dreams, nirvana. 3. Nirvana is what, exactly? A fire going out, not a place, not the afterlife, the anxiety fire, out of fuel. 1 sentence to carry home. The fear was never in the event, it's in the hook. Recognize the hook, and it slips a notch. Every notch, the fire burns lower. That's the entire Heart Sutra in working form. See hooks, open the hand. Loosen, and the fear leaves on its own. If you keep one line from this lesson, keep the pocket question. Next time the fear rises, ask, this thing I'm gripping, is it actually as solid as it looks? You don't need the answer straight away. Asking has already moved you from inside the fear to looking at it. 1 question, and you're carrying the whole sutra. The Heart Sutra is complete. It handed you a map, solid, me, world all loosenable. But between knowing and doing, there's a gap. You understand everything, and your fingers still won't open. So, the next unit is a knife, the Diamond Sutra. 4 lessons, 1 job cutting the sticking. Why does a map need a knife? Because you'll catch yourself understanding, no need to grip, while the hand goes on gripping. That stretch is cut, not explained. 1 line of the Diamond Sutra, rest the mind on nothing, and let it work. Stopped an illiterate firewood seller dead in a marketplace, and set him on the road to becoming the kitchen worker you met in lesson 0. Next lesson, we meet the line that woke him. This week's experiment. Name 1 hook. Pick 1 moment when you're tense, sleepless, or angry, and write 1 answer in your phone. What am I hooked on right now? A required outcome? An identity I can't lose? A script? Don't fix it. Just identify it and write it. 7 days, and you'll hold a private inventory and likely find a lifetime of fear cycling through the same 3 or 4 hooks. Why does writing it down do anything? While a hook lives inside you, there's no distance. You times are times the tension. Written down, it changes category from me to a thing I can look at. That step back is the first loosening. Most hooks come out smaller on paper than they felt in the chest. Subscribe and turn on notifications. This is Dharma Decoded, and remember, the fear isn't in the event, it's in the hook. See the hook, and the hand can open. Unit 1 graduated. Next time, we pick up a knife. See you there.